What's up everyone? David Nussbaum at Wheelsboutique here. We have another great episode for you. Right next to me is a Chalk 992 GT3. Now, you guys already know how I feel about 911s and GT3s, probably my favorite car of 2023 and 2022 for that matter. And this bad boy comes all the way from Texas. So a little bit of backstory from this client of mine. We first did business together on an F90 M5. I sold him some HRE P204s, so they were one-piece wheels a couple years back. And then a couple of years after that, he asked me for some HRE Flowform wheels, so the FT1s for his Ford Raptor. This is the very first time that I've actually seen one of his cars since he's out in Texas. The other sets, he would have me drop ship them with wheels and tires wrapped so he can install it right onto the car. But for this, he actually bought this 992 GT3 from Champion Porsche, which is about 45 minutes north of us, and they're basically one of the largest dealers in the US for Porsches. So they get a lot of allocations for special cars like this, and he purchased it from them, and he said, hey, they're in your backyard, so why don't I just send the car down to you so we can do
the wheels and exhaust.
And that's exactly what he did. So I'll get into the exhaust in a little bit, but right off the bat, you can see that these are some truly special wheels. These are not aluminum wheels from HRE. Well, kind of they are, but they're carbon barrel wheels from HRE. So it's a two-piece setup. The center face is, of course, aluminum, 6061 aerospace grade aluminum, I should say. And then the barrel is HRE's brand new carbon fiber barrels, which look like nothing else I've seen. We sell a lot of wheel manufacturers that have carbon fiber barrels like Anarchy, AL13 to name a few, but this kind of pattern and weave is very unique to itself. Now, if you look at the mirror and you look at the weave, they don't really match up 100%, but that's fine because in my opinion, this weave looks so damn cool. It doesn't look like any other wheel carbon fiber that I've seen, and so for that, I commend HRE for doing something a little bit different. This has been 10 years in the making at the very least. They've had a bunch of iterations from it, but this is truly the first one that they've come to market, and they are producing it as much as they can, basically pumping out sets on a weekly basis. So going to the fitment, this car, I believe, comes from factory with a 20 by 9, and in the rear it should be a 21 by 12. Now I have a 20 by 9.5, so half an inch wider. And in the rear, we did a 21 by 12.5. So again, half an inch wider. We threw on some Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, Sport Cup 2Rs, I should say, because this gentleman might be tracking the car out in Texas. I know they have some really cool tracks out there. So, you know, if you're an owner here in Florida, we don't really have that many good tracks. Well, in Miami, I should say. If you're more central, you've got Sebring, of course, but down here in Miami, Homestead Motor Speedway with the infield track leaves a lot to be desired, but I digress. Going back to this, you've got the Chalk 992 GT3. Now, we've had so many Chalk cars here. Just alone today, we have off camera another Tech Art Chalk 992 Turbo S. Inside, we have a second one, and this is the first time I've seen it on a GT3 in person. I've seen photos of it, but this color looks phenomenal on this car. The reason I say that is because the Chalk, if you kind of match it with some black accents, like the window surround, and you have carbon fiber here, carbon fiber on the roof, it really, really pops against the black. And so I also tried to convince this customer to do a 9 design kit or possibly a Tech Art kit, which would have replaced all of the black plastic with carbon fiber. But he said he wants to enjoy the car a little bit. I might just have to continue working on him and perhaps convince him to do it and then ship those parts to Texas so that he could have somebody over there install it. I wish it was here so we could have gotten B-roll footage and a before and after of what this car looks like with the plastic pieces and then with the carbon fiber pieces, but I promise you we'll try and get one on the channel here very, very soon with that plastic delete is what we call it. Turning my attention to the inside is just as beautifully spec'd as the outside. You've got the carbon bucket seats, which are not the most comfortable, but they look damn cool and they're very supportive. And then you have yellow stitching throughout the entire car. It's an automatic. That would be my only gripe with it. For me, the perfect spec would be a stick shift, of course, but overall, I really do like the way that this car came out. And I'll open this door for you. Let me hide the for sale name. That way you guys can see that the little door sill card is in carbon fiber. You've got Alcantara on the headliner, on the steering wheel, glove box door, the door cards. So this is an absolutely stunning setup. I think he's gonna really enjoy this. From the audible standpoint, we did an IPE exhaust. Now, in the past, I did a Krapovich exhaust for him on his M5, but this time around, we wanted to do the IPE because arguably, they sound just a teeny tiny bit better than the Krapovich exhaust systems. This is gonna be a full system. So we've started off with the headers, which are stainless steel, and they are connected to sport cap pipes, which are also stainless steel, and they are connected to a Valvetronic muffler that is titanium. And then to end it all, you've got the carbon fiber exhaust tips with the little IPE logo in red. I think that is a very nice little pop to it. So this car sounds absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if Marvin got some B-roll, but the reason that I do know it sounds amazing is because we also did Fish Whips' green GT3 with the same exhaust system, and it's an absolute screamer. We had the DRT Porsche show here a couple weeks back, and people were asking us to rev his car all the time. And so this one sounds just as good. So let me jump in just in case Marvin hasn't gotten any B-roll. I know we're gonna hit the soft limiter, probably to around 3,000 to 4,000 RPM, but nonetheless, want you guys to take a listen. So there you have it. Once again, I apologize for the soft limiter. That is a Porsche thing. That is not an us thing. But if you guys want to hear what it sounds like again, go to the beginning of the video. And I know Marvin would be including some flybys when the techs were done installing it. So some final notes. The full exhaust system, since it has the sport cats, you do not need to tune the car. There's also a version that is completely catless, which would make it even louder for those that don't really care about having a check engine light, or those that are going to tune the car down the road, or even those that just track the car and want it as wide open and as less restrictive as possible for the engine. And then some final notes on the wheels. This is the first time that I've seen the HRE Carbon Wheels in person on a car. This is the HX101. So anybody that's familiar with HRE's naming lingo, 101 is basically their flagship design, split 5-spoke, if you will. So it all started about 2014 with the P101s, and then they have the R101 lightweights, they have the S101 SCs, which is a 2-piece in aluminum, and now the HX101s, which of course is the 2-piece carbon fiber barrel wheel. Center lock, this wheel is also available for 5-lug applications. Now, upon rollout of these wheels, HRE does not have a bunch of widths for the carbon barrels, so these wheels can't be built for every car. It's very focused on cars that use kind of like the same sort of fitment, in the sense of like a 21 by 12.5, around 20 by 9 in the front. So think Ferraris, McLarens, and Porsches. But down the road, they're going to be expanding the diameter and also the width offerings for these carbon barrel wheels. In the meantime, if you have a car that they don't offer a fitment for with these wheels, we also have other wheel brands like Anarchy, for example, or even AL13, and those two brands can build any center face design that they have and they offer, close to 100 from each brand, and apply it to their carbon fiber barrels. So you're not out of luck if you have a car that HRE doesn't build a fitment for it for. So once again, tell us what you think. I absolutely love this car. I think it is, it's kind of underrated in a way, and also, you know, if this didn't have this big wing, you would think it was just another 911, but then you get up close to the car, you see how vibrant the chalk is, and you see that this has carbon fiber wheels, and then you hear it, and that's when you're like, okay, this is not just a normal 911, not just a normal GT3. I absolutely love it. I wish that I was able to convince him to do more of the carbon fiber, but as I mentioned, I'll have another one for you here on the channel with the carbon fiber from 9 Design, and then one from Tech Art as well. So let us know what you think in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell icon, that way whenever we upload a video, you guys know when we have uploaded it. And if you guys enjoy it, give us a thumbs up, because that really helps out the channel. If you enjoy it, I'll enjoy it, and I'll make more of these, and hopefully I don't have to do the daily sale grind anymore and just do presentations, right, Marvin? That's the goal, right? To become the Spielberg and Denzel of YouTube videos for modified cars.
That's right.
That's the goal. All right. See you guys next time.